my dear students, welcome to CR Digital Classes. Today we are discussing about the printf and the scanf function. Okay, now the question which might come across in the examination paper would be, what do you mean by printf and what is a scanf function? C has a rich set of input and output functions. They are being classified into formatted and the unformatted function. When we talk about the input and output functions, what they will help us, that is, they will help the user to print the data onto the monitor screen. At the same time, whenever you are accepting the values into the system, we take the help of the scanf. That is, whenever you take the help of the keyboard, we take the help of the function called scanf. Whenever you are taking the printer, that is to print something onto the screen, we take the help of the print statement. So these two functions are mostly used and they are widely used in order to display the content on the screen at the same time to accept the values from the user. So they belong to a header file, that is hash include std io.h, hash include stdio.h. Hash include stdio.h is nothing but here it is a standard, that is whatever the statements we are taking, they are helping us to either they are helping us in the input processing or it is helping us to output. So for that reason we are displaying that is we are including the header file called stdio.h. std is termed to be as standard input output header file. Standard input output header file, these are the header files which enable the user to use the functions which are being helpful for the user, that is to printf as well as scanf. Now when you take with the printf and scanf, what is exactly it is meaning? Because whenever you are using print actually is a normal English word. Okay, now scan is nothing but it is similar to your scanner. What is f? F is said to be as a function. F is said to be as a function. Now after that we have a braces. Okay, now these brackets are nothing but it is a single line function. Printf and scanf are single line formatted function because they have a certain format and which you need to have or which you need to maintain that particular format in order to use that printf and scanf. Now whenever we are taking the printf and scanf, again I said it, that is we need to include the header file called standard input output header file, which contains the details, which contains the implementation, which contains the semantics, everything are being contained within the header file. For that reason what we need to do, where exactly they are residing at a particular location, that location has to be mentioned. So the compiler, what it will do is, if you do not provide this header file, it will raise an error, that is the printf and standard, that is the prototype is missing. So stdio.h is missing, this particular statement is being given. So for that reason we include this. What is this? It is nothing but it is said to be as a pre-directive or pre-processor, which will process the input and output function, that is printf and scanf function, which reside at a particular location, that is said to be as your hash, that is they reside at a particular location. So when you don't provide hash, again it will is an error. Include is a keyword. Okay, hash include std, actually it is less than and greater than symbol. So what contained within this is termed to be as a header file. Okay, now here dot h, so dot is nothing but here we are telling the compiler that yes, header, it is a header file. Header file is nothing but it will contain all the details. It might be for the printf and scanf, it might be for the all the input for unformatted function, all the details are contained within this header file. So for that reason we need to include the header file called stdio.h, which has to be associated with the include statement. Then again we need to take the hash. Okay, so hash include stdio.h is used as a preprocessor or a pre-directive where it contains the details or which resides a particular location. For that reason we are taking the help of this particular statement as a first statement in the program. Okay, now what is a printf here? It is used to display the output, while scanf is taken as an input from the keyboard. Okay, output it is from the memory onto the the screen, monitor screen, whereas input it is from the keyboard to the memory. Okay. Now here these functions allow the formatted handling as it is being stated. Now what is a printf statement? Printf statement is termed to be as a formatted output function where it has a certain format. Now for example, if I want to display only hello, okay, printf hello. Now what is hello here? Hello is nothing but it is a normal string. So that is the reason we include within the braces. Okay, double quote braces we include, that is hello. Then after that what you are doing, you are terminating it with a semicolon. So printf hello, hello is nothing but here we are terminating it with a semicolon. That means here the statement is only helping the user to display hello onto the screen. Okay, so printf hello is nothing but we are displaying the statement onto the screen. Where it is on the screen is nothing but onto the output screen. Okay, for that reason we say it as a formatted output function. Okay, now here, now we will take another example where you are displaying again another statement, printf hello welcome. Okay, now again printf welcome to CR digital classes. Okay, when you say it like this, what happens is it will be displayed something like this: hello welcome, welcome to CR digital classes. So here all the statements are displayed on a single line. Now if you want a particular, it has to be printed on the new line, then what you have to do is you have to give /n. /n is nothing but where you are saying it, that is you please, after this the cursor should go down and blink for the user to display some other content. For example, if you are giving /n over here, what happens is hello will be displayed on front, then again welcome will be here, and because I did not give any /n over here, what happens is it will be displayed. If I am giving /n, what happens is again the next line will be welcome to CR digital classes. Okay, so this is what is a statement. So now when you are printing, the question arises, what is the format here which needs to be followed? When you are printing a statement, okay, you are taking only, when you are printing a statement, you are taking the double quotes and you are printing the value. Okay, you are printing the statement. Now when when you want a particular value to be printed from the memory onto the screen, so what you need to do is you need to have a certain format specifiers. So every particular data type in your C has a format specifiers. So that format specifiers, first we will see that and then we'll come back to the syntax. Okay, what is a format specifier? It is nothing but whenever you are taking the integer, there is a format specifier, that is %d. For example, when I am declaring a variable called int x, okay, x is nothing but here it is belonging to a family of integer. So x is a integer. So if I want to display x, I need to use the modifier, that is I need to use the specifier, that is %d. If I want to display a float of x, okay, now float of x, when you are displaying it, it is nothing but when you have to take the format specifier as f. Okay, when you are displaying double of x, then it is nothing but it is long float. So that for that reason what you are doing is lf, %lf. Like this it goes on. So when you are trying to display a string, string is nothing but set of characters. Character is only a single character which has to be printed. So when you are doing all that, what you are doing is you are trying to extract the format. Because it is having or it is belonging to a format, you have to take the percentile of f or percentile of d or percentile of s or percentile of c. Okay, so why we need to use it, as I stated earlier, that is whenever you are trying to take the or display the value, you need to mention, because what type of values you are entering and what type of value you are printing onto the screen has to be known to the compiler. For that reason we use the format specifier. The format specifier for your printf statement is, now you can see the format specifier, that is what is the format specifier here? The format specifier is nothing but here first you are specifying the format specifier separated by a comma, then you are specifying the value. If you have two values, then it is separated by a comma. Otherwise, if it is only one value, you can take it directly, separate with a comma and display the value. So what is the value here? If you can see the example, int x is equal to 10. Okay, x is equal to 10. printf value of x is equal to percentile d. Why we are mentioning percentile d? Because it is belonging to a family of integer. So for that reason the specifier for the integer is percentile d, and after that separated by a comma, and you are displaying the x value. So the output would be value of, because it is separated, because it is having a value which is a set of characters, we are putting it everything in the form of first double quotes and then mentioning the format specifier separated by a comma, and then you are mentioning the variable name. Okay, so that will extract the value from the location called x, where it is having a value called 10, then the 10 will be displayed on the screen. Next, scanf. Now what is a scanf function? Scanf is nothing but it is similar to the scanner, where the data is taken in and it is saved onto the memory. Similarly, we take the help of the keyboard in order to scan or enter the data into the memory location. So what we do, again, it is a formatted function where you having the scanf. Okay, scanf, what it is doing, the format specifiers, because you have to enter what type of values the system is about to take, it has to be taken into, and then you have to know exactly where you have to save it. For that reason we have the address symbol. So what is this address symbol? It is nothing but you have to mention the location where exactly the value should be taken or residing, and it has to be placed at that particular location. So for that reason what you are doing here is you are putting the ampersand, that is ampersand is representing for the address. Okay, so here the int number, for example, if you are taking here int number, scanf, percentile d is a format specifier where you are accepting an integer value. Ampersand will tell you that exact location where exactly it is saved. For example, by this particular statement you will have a variable reserved, that is memory is reserved for a variable called num with a certain location. For example, assuming the location would be 4000, right? Now when you don't mention ampersand, what happens is when you don't mention ampersand, the value will be residing, but where exactly it is residing it is not able to know until we extract the value from the particular location. So we are not able to display the value, garbage value will be printed on the screen. Okay, so for that reason what you are doing here is percentile d compulsory, we need to mention the address. Once it is reading, it will go, for example, if I have entered 100, it will be 100 will be saved into the memory called num. Okay, so this is the value. So now here the example here is int age, salary, float salary. Again you need to specify the address, okay, then address of age and address of salary. So when you take in the form of an example, what it is nothing but we are entering two number, that is x and y, because there are two values we are separating here. See, there is no comma over here, but there is a comma here where you are separating the value, that is here you are separating the value here. Okay, now you are able to get the value x comma y. After that what you are doing here, you are, that is sum is equal to percentile d, then again you are taking the value x plus y. So entering two numbers, what you are doing here is you are taking 10 comma 20, the sum is equal to 30 is displayed on the screen. So the common errors which we can come across is when you forget to give the address symbol, and what happens is when you don't specify the address symbol, what happens is the value will be saved in some particular location, but at the time of retrieval it is very difficult for the user to get the value from the particular location. Okay, now when you talk about the format, when you, for example, you have declared a floating value and you have given a percent integer value as a format, it is very difficult because again the value will be concatenated and you are not able to get the exact value. Okay, now these are the practical application where exactly you are using the printf and the scanf statement. That is whenever you go with the calculating part, whenever you go for the data entry systems, whenever you talk about the debugging of a particular messages, these are the things where you use it. So if I conclude it, whatever the points which I have listed with the printf and scanf, the printf is nothing but it is used to display the content on the output screen, whereas scanf is used to take the value from the user to the memory. When you don't specify the format specifiers, it is very difficult to handle the data type because the computer doesn't know where exactly it is trying to take and where exactly the value is being printed, so it is difficult. So now again what we need to do is we need to ensure that there is a proper usage of input and output operation. So please like and share with the CR Digital classes. Thank you.